relationship's growing, and I'm really excited by the fact that we've actually been working on technology as a service with Synnex. So you're going to hear a lot more about the Huawei infrastructure products being available to you. But I'd like to start with just a couple of questions. Today is my 6-month anniversary at Huawei, so pretty big day for me. Thank you very much. It's a big day for me because they've kept me through my probation, so yeah, it's all going well. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And Cash down the back there, your one's coming up, son. Yeah. Hey.
1 week.
So we've got a pretty new team, and that's the reason I said that. We're trying to really change things from the way that Huawei's perceived and the way we operate within the country. And I thought I'd start with one question. Who in the room has sold any Huawei products lately? Say in the last 6 months since I've been on board. No one. Cash, lock the doors. We've got some live ones here. Okay, well that's fantastic for me because I want to tell you about who we are, how we work, and how we see digital transformation. And before I start, I think something very funny. I was talking to a friend of mine who runs a partner up in Sydney, and I said, so what, I've got to do this presentation with Synnex, you've got to come along on Thursday to the Sydney one, what do you want to hear? And he actually said to me, look, he says the problem with vendors, and he actually went through several, but the problem he was going to talk about, the problem with vendors is, when you open your mouth, I hear two things at the moment. I said, what's that? He says, promises and digital transformation. You all come in and talk to me about digital transformation, and you all think it's your own thing, and you all think you've got your own way of looking at things, and it's probably true we do. But what I'd like to do is use that methodology just to talk about digital transformation and talk about a little bit of how our products will help you to build your offerings to your customers. So, that was my opening slide, there you go. So how do I define it? Well, I want to be really clear that I see digital transformation as specifically, fundamentally changing how a company operates and engages with customers. And I'll give you an example of why that's different than just simply automating or digitizing your own systems. At Huawei, we eat our own dog food, drink our own champagne. I prefer the latter to the former situation, and we've digitized our own business. Now, you could look at the fact that we went from a system where you had 20 different logons to a single logon as digital transformation. I don't see it as. That's just business as usual. That's what you do for people all the day. But the fact that we changed those logons, then delivered all those systems through a single pane of glass to my mobile phone, so I can actually do all my product sign-offs, all my travel sign-offs for the team from my phone. I think that's digital transformation. You fundamentally changed the way that I operate. So that's what I mean by that. And so, it needs two things to happen. Two things for digital transformation to actually take off. One is companies need to understand that ICT is there to drive competitiveness and invest to drive competitiveness. But there's another thing that has to happen in Australia for us to drive digital transformation in businesses, and that's public policy. Now, if you think about it, in New South Wales we have the Roads Maritime Service where they look after all our licences, and I've got a boat licence, I've got a car licence, I've got registration on the fleet of cars because I have teenagers. So we have to have a fleet of cars. There's always one short, and that's why I get Ubers. But what we do is we've got an application we all log on to now on our phone, and we do our registrations. I'm sure you have the same in Victoria. That took a public policy change. That took the government to accept the fact that they would put their data on a platform, make it available, take the cybersecurity risk and deliver it. A local government wants to create a smart environment within their shopping precinct. That takes public policy. So we need both to happen because digital transformation happens in vertical industries or through solutions. And I think it's really important that we are talking at a government level about smart. Now, smart cities drive development. And we're seeing a lot of councils, particularly in more rural areas, talking to us about smart city technology. And smart city also means safe cities. So it also means looking after people. Smart businesses drives economic development. So it's really important for us to be driving this area in the marketplace. And one thing about digital transformation is we've started the journey, but we're a long way off finishing it. You know, if you look at some of the things I've just put up there, I'll quickly go through them. You know, 40%, by the way, all my information, this presentation comes from IDC data that we sponsored with IDC, and most of it is 2017. So apologies, Andrew, you've had a problem about 2016 data before. I've only gone forward a couple of months.
1 year closer.
Sorry. So, yeah, more than 40% of organisations are still in that process of thinking about what they're doing, you know. And it doesn't matter if it's 40 or 60 or 50 or 30. There's a lot of companies still don't know what to do. That's fantastic. It's fantastic for us because our industry is there to target those businesses, to help them on the journey. Because the next thing's really important. If you look at what the boards and CEOs are talking about, they're putting digitisation of their business as one of their top 3 strategic priorities. Now, this is data that goes all the way down to small, medium businesses. And I think it came out in some of your information as well. This is important to them. More businesses than we think are actually thinking about this. So that's really important for us because you're the trusted advisor. You're the people that are going to turn to and look to say, how will we make our business smart? And that's really what we're talking. You know, when we're talking digitisation, we're talking about smart business. We're talking about actually making our business run on software. Yeah. So we actually take away the manual process. We're connecting with our customers in a smart way. We're delivering service to them in a smart way. And you're the trusted advisors that customers will look to for that. We're here as vendors to support you, not to be that trusted advisor. We can't be the trusted advisor to everyone in the country, and probably from my position, certainly not the federal government. And the investment. Yeah, digital front runners are investing a larger percentage of money, and that means more dollars, in technology. This is what's going to grow our businesses. This is the space we want to be. I know I want to be there because I can sell more into those businesses, because I can add more value to them. And the thing about anything that we do, you know, vendor, partner, distributor, we always have to remember it's all about the customer. It's not about Huawei selling to Synnex, selling to you selling. No, it's all about the customer. Our job as an ecosystem is to add value to our customers. If we can add value, we win. Because that's what they're looking for. Trusted advisors, but also digital front runners actually spend more. We want to turn our customers into digital front runners. And I don't think I need to tell you anything about the last one. Yeah, it's you know, it seems like preaching the bleeding obvious to you. You know, the technical complexity involved in digital transformation increases when there are more than 10 new technologies. Well, bugger me, I wouldn't have thought that. It's a different sort of situation. So now I've got my vendor slide. All vendors must have a digital transformation slide talking about ecosystems, digital platforms and other things. But I want to use it just to quickly talk about 2 things. One is my PR team would not allow me to use this slide unless I told people the information on this slide is not finalised. You probably couldn't work out what the 3 dots meant by yourself, so there you go. So how Huawei is approaching digital transformation is not a complex route at all. You know, we don't sell direct. We're a channel-based organisation. We've got a couple of global deals that they get forced down us every so often, but our primary go-to-market is via the channel. So what's really, really important for us is having an ecosystem of partners. And I'll talk about the 6 different types of partners that we have and how we work with them in a second. But if you look at them on the top, we talk about safe cities, smart campuses, whether that's education or a business, and smart transport. Pretty much the general verticals that we as an organisation are playing in at the moment. We can go outside that, but we operate within verticals so we can focus and bring solutions through you to those customers. And what we do is we actually have our own digital platform. So in Singapore, in Europe, in China, we actually have our own public cloud. And in our public cloud, we have a total digital platform stack that wraps up everything I'm about to talk about. That's okay, we don't have it in Australia. It's not a problem because the components I'm about to talk about are the components we'd like to build with Synnex or build with you to deliver to the market. So it's all the same. And what the digital platform actually delivers is three key things. Data integration within an organization, so taking all the different data streams. So you think about the RMS I talked about, the Roads Maritime Service. They had to bring together data streams from payment streams, so they could store my credit card, so I could pay my registration insurance, the registration database. They had to bring the boat licenses, the boat registrations, the car. They had data streams coming from multiple databases. They couldn't go out and actually invest to change each one of those databases to a single one. No, they've just kept them as they are, but used the platform to bring the data together. Any business can do that. A service synergy. So actually thinking about serving the customer. So putting the tools in place that allow customer service to operate. And of course, agile innovation. That actually means being able to code. So having a platform in there to be able to write the code, whether it be object-based or whatever it is, or even just if it's optimization, to deliver on the platform. But there's one thing that makes Huawei different. And every one of our products, from our mobile phone, through our switches, routers, servers, storage, even into our carrier products, is having artificial intelligence built into it. So we manufacture a lot of our own technology, including our AI chips. So we look at using AI in our video and into our things, using big data or our converged communications, all of our product sets. And that's all delivered, whether it be a public cloud, from Huawei or someone else, a private cloud, or in fact in a hybrid model where there's technology on-prem as well as off-prem. We can deliver this as an ecosystem together. And they're the building blocks of what we refer to as digital transformation. Obviously you've got sensors down the bottom, you've got, depending what you're doing with it, and you also have got your how your connectivity works. So probably I've actually talked through most of those bits, so I'll skip that one. So this is just probably a little bit more about where Huawei delivers today and what we do. So what we're doing in Australia is we're delivering AI. We don't just deliver artificial intelligence within a range of products that you don't know it's there and it just operates. We're also delivering it as a means of powering our edge computing devices. So we've got a range of edge computing devices, and they can take the processing away from the essential processing, whether it's a public cloud or on-prem. So the type of processing we would talk about, Internet of Things or other systems. Our largest edge computing device is powered by 4 of our AI chips, and it can take the stream of 60 high-def cameras and actually process it in the box in real time and deliver back whatever piece of information you want. Now that's really important. I'll give you an example why that's important, and another example of how how customers are utilising this technology. There's a small little software developer up in Sydney, happens to run by a friend of mine, so I got involved with them a while ago, and they created software that could be used in a rugby union situation. Now I know that's probably foreign to people down here, although the Rebels are going pretty well at the moment. But a rugby union, normally would have forwards coach, a backs coach, or a defence coach and a attack coach. And at the end of every game, you have to go through, or someone has to go through all the videos of the game from all 16 cameras, slice them up, and provide all the defence shots to one person, the attack shots, all the scrums, all the rucks, all the mauls, all the line-outs to these different people. So my friend decided that was actually getting really boring for him. So we got a company going that created the script to identify a scrum, a maul, a line-out, and automatically in real time clipped up the video. So they did that, and they attached that to AWS actually, and went up to AWS and processed it. So they were connecting from a rugby field using 4G data transfer up to AWS, computing at AWS, and the bill was really substantial. I've taken one of these boxes, the 16 cameras in the stadium, and there's normally 16, go into the box, the AI code runs in that box, and it delivers the different sets of video to the iPads of all the coaches before they leave the ground, and even now to the players. Now they're also being used in many different situations to identify people's shapes now. They got used over in the US to identify after a bushfire, or forest fires there, what was burned, what wasn't burned. And it's digitization of things we used to do. But it's just showing how AI actually needs to be built into what we're delivering. Cybersecurity, well, people normally giggle when I put up cybersecurity. Not everyone sees Huawei as being delivering cybersecurity. We do. We probably have the most intensive cybersecurity protocols of any of the infrastructure firms. We have to be better than everybody else. And around our products as well. I'd be happy to talk to you about that at any other time. But we've got to make sure that we deliver that to you, and you can deliver that to the customers.